With the golden key in hand, Tomi, Mia, and Luca walked down what seemed like an endless hallway. The dim light from the walls barely illuminated the path, and the echo of their footsteps filled the air. Finally, they reached a large, empty room. But as soon as they stepped inside, something strange began to happen. The air filled with a familiar sound. It was their own voices.
Do you hear that? It's everything we said before. All the things we talked about during the previous challenges. How strange. Mia stopped, looking around, confused but also intrigued. The voices bouncing back weren't just any sounds, but exact fragments of past conversations. Each of their words floated through the room, echoing between the stone walls, as if the Enchanted Workshop were replaying everything they had ever said. The sound was almost overwhelming.
This must be another challenge. I don't think these echoes are here by accident. Tomi frowned, trying to figure out what was going on. He knew that the workshop always had a reason for every test, and they needed to focus. His thoughts raced as he tried to understand what it all meant. Slowly, he moved around the room, listening to his own voice repeat things he'd said before, as if the room were asking them to remember something important. But what could it be?
Suddenly, a deep and resonant voice filled the air, interrupting the echoes for a moment. Only the echo that holds the value of what you've learned will open the next door. The voice boomed like distant thunder, reverberating in their ears. It was clear and authoritative, as if it came from the deepest part of the workshop. The three friends looked at each other in surprise, unsure of what exactly the voice meant.
With a mix of curiosity and concern, Mia stepped forward, glancing around with wide eyes. The right echo? What does that even mean? I don't understand. How are we supposed to find the right echo among all these sounds? Everything we said is here, but I don't know how we can find an answer in so much noise. Mia bit her lower lip, trying to think of a way to solve the puzzle. It was hard to concentrate with so many voices swirling around them, and her thoughts were as scattered as the echoes that surrounded them.
Luca, who had been watching silently, moved closer to one of the walls where the echoes were the clearest. He was deep in thought, then lifted his head with a look of understanding on his face. It has to be something important that we've learned together. Something that really means something to us. It can't just be anything we said. It has to be something that made us stronger, as a team. He turned to his friends, his eyes shining with the soft light of the room. There was a certain confidence in his voice, as if he had begun to unravel the puzzle. Listening to Luca, Tomi nodded slowly, his thoughts aligning with those of his friend. He remained silent for a moment, recalling everything they had been through together in the workshop, each challenge, each obstacle. Then he spoke in a calm but firm voice. We've learned many things, but what we valued most is our friendship. That's what helped us overcome everything. Every time things seemed impossible, it was our trust in each other that got us through. We've discovered that we're stronger together. Maybe that's what the workshop wants us to remember. His voice was serene, and with each word, the echoes around them began to change. The other echoes slowly faded away, leaving only one word resonating clearly: friendship.
As the word friendship was spoken, that echo grew louder than the rest. The room filled with the sound of the word, repeating over and over, until the echoes that had once crowded the space faded away completely. Only the word friendship remained, clear and constant, floating in the air. Suddenly, one of the walls in the room began to move slowly, revealing a hidden passage leading to a new area of the workshop.
We did it. Friendship always guides us. Luca smiled widely, feeling a wave of relief and satisfaction. His intuition had been right, and the workshop had given them a test that, deep down, they had always known how to solve. He moved closer to his friends and gave them a quick hug, excited about what they had accomplished together.
Still somewhat surprised by how things had unfolded, Mia couldn't help but smile as she walked toward the newly opened passage. She felt more confident, more connected to her friends. I knew it was the key. Every challenge has taught us something, but the most important thing has always been being together. As long as we stick together, we can handle anything. Her voice was soft but filled with determination.
Tomi lifted the golden key that he still carried, observing it for a moment before slipping it back into his pocket with a smile. And this golden key, I'm sure we'll need it very soon. It feels like we're getting closer to what the workshop really wants to teach us. With a mix of excitement and anticipation, he stepped toward the passage, knowing that more challenges lay ahead. but feeling more ready than ever.
With a new door opened and the lesson of friendship clear, the three friends moved forward toward the next challenge, knowing that as long as they were united, no puzzle would be too difficult to solve. The Enchanted Workshop had tested their bravery and trust, and although what lay ahead was uncertain, they were ready to face it together.